This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. The Florida Supreme Court denied a request for a stay of execution for James Aren Duckett on Friday. He is one of two inmates scheduled to die by lethal injection tomorrow. Duckett is a former police officer who is scheduled to die at noon tomorrow at Florida State Prison for the 1987 death of 11-year-old Teresa McCabe. The court made a similar ruling against a stay last week regarding Dominick Anthony Occhicone, who is scheduled to be executed tomorrow at 6 in the evening. At 80, Occhicone is set to be the oldest inmate executed by the state since the death penalty was reinstated in Florida in 1976. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities is warning SNAP participation is dropping across the country. WMNF's Juanita Hurtado-Huerfano reports in Florida, participation in what used to be called food stamps is down by 21%.
The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities is calling on Congress to reverse budget cuts from the 2025 reconciliation bill to address what they call a hunger crisis. The bill led to deep cuts in federal funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, harsher work requirements, and shifted administrative costs to the states. It also penalizes technical mistakes if they are above 6%.
SNAP is in the middle of the steepest, fastest decline in participation in decades, and it's not because the need is any lower. Between last July, when the law was enacted, and this past April, SNAP participation fell by more than 4.5 million people nationwide, an 11% drop in just 9 months.
That's Ty Jones-Cox, Vice President for Food Assistance at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. She says in Florida, SNAP participation is down by 21%. But that drop is also due to existing barriers for agricultural and smaller communities.
Florida was one of the states very early on that closed a lot of local offices and started really moving things online and kind of reducing people's ability to come into our office. So in rural communities, that's such a problem. So if you can't get online, or if you submit your documents, upload them, but then they get lost, or it's not the right documentation, it's really hard to get through on the call center.
Jones warns that without federal action, the decline will continue, and thousands of Floridians may soon lose their access to SNAP. For WMNF News, I'm Juanita Hurtado-Huerfano.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup is over, but one of its biggest storylines had to do little with the on-field victors. WMNF's Daria Mironova reports on how the global sporting event became a stage for both politics and hope within the Iranian diaspora.
Because of travel restrictions and visa delays, Iran's national team and delegation were based in Mexico. They were allowed to enter the United States only on game days and return to Mexico immediately after each match. For Amir Ardabili, an Iranian American who lives in Tampa, the government's treatment of the team and how ordinary people treat each other offered a stark contrast.
If you're looking at the relationship between the governments, it's pretty confusing and messed up. But the relationship between the people and United States or United States people are pretty good.
Ardabili says a national team should represent the country's people and culture, not its religion or political agenda. Arsha Ismailian, another Tampa resident and a recent USF graduate, attended Iran's game against Egypt in Seattle. He says supporters from opposing political viewpoints gathered peacefully. There were no fights or disrespect.
I saw Iran from both, the side that supports the current government and the side that doesn't support them. But also there were flags of Lebanon and Palestine.
The World Cup may be over, but the political tensions between the United States and Iran remain. Both men say the tournament showed that people can come together, even when their governments disagree. For WMNF News, I'm Daria Mironova.
It'll be breezy today with highs in the high 80s. Expect scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight with lows in near 80. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy with afternoon showers or thunderstorms and highs in the high 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.